When I've been, just basic bends for me would be pushing up. When you play in country bends, to give an example, is pretty much straight ahead, pretty much straight on. To give an example of a country bend, that's pretty much straight ahead for a country bend. In order to play the blues bands, to me, it's a little more soul, a little more involved, which, to give an example, the same idea. I use some vibrato. When I'm playing bends, I do use some vibrato. That it depends on the style of music. If it's country music, I do use very little. But to give an example, well, I like to, you know, bend in a lot of strings and everything, and I also like, the Telecaster is a very good instrument for playing. I don't know if you like to play behind the nut a lot, but I do, getting into playing a lot of different styles. To give an example, for country or blues, you can use it as an effect, or you can just play you know, put the notes into your basic melody. To give an example, so an example of that, very slow, it's a lot like banjo bends, banjo keys, and I would, to give you an example of that real slow. When I'm playing in the key of G, I'll use the nut a lot, and even sometimes an E. But for blues, I'll just be playing, to give you an example, I'll use it a lot playing blues. Okay, that last little lick I played there at the end of that little blues lick, the harmonics, give an example of very slow. I would like to talk a little more about some string bending and give you a few examples. There's a lot of licks I play where I'm just walking up the neck, and it's just like a real squirrely bend off of two strings. So to give you an example of that, here it is. So, example one, for instance, I recorded a song with Merle Haggard called The Lonesome Fugitive, and what I'd like to do is show you how I played the bends on two strings, but actually starting on the pitch of the string and bending down to the note that I was within the melody of the song. So to give an example, I'd like to show you that. So to talk about that, I would like to show you an example of playing that at a very slow speed. Playing Merle's songs were very musical to me, and the melodies, very pretty melodies. And I used a lot of chicken picking with Merle as well. I'd like to give an example of one tune I did with Merle called The Bottle Let Me Down. And this particular song, I turned my E string down to a D, tuned down. So I'd like to go ahead and do that now to give an example. So to give you an example of that, the lick I actually played on that tune, I'll demonstrate the last half of the solo to show you exactly what I did. So that was The Bottle Let Me Down. I would like to give you a little bit slower. I added a little bit of chicken picking to the last few notes of that, if you'll notice. So I'd like to give you an example of that. It's slow. Okay, with actually using and playing in the key of D with the E string tuned down to a D, you have a lot of advantages in playing. You can play melodies with the E string tuned down to a D. And actually, to give an example, here's something I like to show you. So now I'd like to show you with the E strings tuned up, back to the E. And what I'd like to show you is that if you're playing a run in the key of D and you would like to walk down, then you could turn it down to the D position while you're playing. So I'd like to show you that. Well, I would like to talk about when I was with Emmylou Harris, you know, some bends, whole tone bends and half tone bends, doing ballad tunes. And I could probably show you some examples of those, which I'll do now. It was a very, very sweet sound. So to give you an idea of the whole tone, I'll just give you an example here. I would like to give you an example of a song, Too Far Gone, I recorded with Emmylou Harris. And to give you an example with rhythm guitar, I'd like to show you this.